This is your spoiler warning for Underworld Evolution, released in 2006 and directed by Len Weissman.
In this episode, we had quite a lot of fun talking about this sequel to another movie that we did earlier in our show. We talk a lot about the movie, we talk a bit about blood kinks, we talk about just how hot this movie is, how good people look in latex, especially Kate Beckinsale. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. I throw Sybil fully under the bus as we play Never Have I Ever, and we go into just a lot of funny little tangents related to that.
Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms.
The autumn moon is bright.
The wolf creature! It's out there, isn't it? You've seen it, haven't you?
A strange beast, somewhat resembling a wolf.
Welcome back to When the Wolfsbane Blooms. I am Sweet Sybil, and I'm here with
Mangy Matt.
Why'd you take a bread like that? You sound like a doofus. And this is your podcast all about werewolves and werewolf-adjacent media. Oh, what a good time. It is a Sunday morning. The sun is up. It is so chill and so nice. I think Matt just forgot what the day was because he just checked his phone to see if I was right. We are here to talk about a lovely film, Underworld Evolution.
We are. This is the first sequel that we're doing.
We're doing a sequel, baby.
We're doing a sequel.
I knew it was time. You know, I just thought to myself, I woke up one morning and I went, hey, I'd like to do a sequel right now.
Did it strike you like one of the flashback visions that Kate Beckinsale gets throughout the movie?
Where everything's just like a little bit shaky and like weird, and then sometimes it repurposes old footage from the last movie, but then they're like, well, we can't just use it again, so let's shake it up a little.
They shake it up, they add a little bit new context, they put a new sepia tone over it.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like, actually, it's a flashback like when Marcus drank Celine's blood and then saw the flashback of getting fucked by Michael. I think that's
what he wanted to know. He wanted to know how to have sex with Michael.
All right, there's a lot of context that we haven't gone into. So why don't we just sort of dive in right now? I'm not sure if your game is sort of devoid from the content, but why don't we do my little synopsis right away?
Absolutely.
Fuck! I punched my microphone for all those wondering at home. Here's my synopsis. Underworld Evolution 2006. It brings back the many guns, sexy monsters, and latex garments of the original in a race to the finish line to stop a new baddie vampire in charge, Marcus. In the original, we had the Celine realizing that her coven of vampires were bad peeps and eventually rebelling, turning a random guy into the first half werewolf, half vampire. Now everyone from the first is pretty much dead. There was the whiny Craven who is still alive, but he gets murdered about 5 minutes into the film. So the new threat is Marcus, the first vampire ever. He's on a quest to save his twin bro William, who is the first werewolf, but also who can never change back. And Celine and Michael have to stop him, or all these evil werewolf and vamps are going to keep killing people. Celine finds out a little bit about her past, but a lot less mystery in this one, instead replaced with even more spectacular action, a very tender sex scene, and that one guy who showed up in an episode of Doctor Who in the new series, who played the Master, who used the chameleon arts to forget he was a Time Lord, before then remembering it and regenerating into a new guy. So that's pretty cool. Side note, these movies have to be careful, or I'm going to develop a blood kink.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
I was fucking close watching this film. My God. One of the sort of abilities of the vampires is this blood memory. So Marcus waking up, he is the first vampire ever. He is the son of Alexander Corvinus, who was talked about in the first movie. There's a pretty complex lore to this world. But so he's waking up and he wants to know things. He wants to know the location of where his brother William is imprisoned. And so he's biting a lot of people. He's drinking their blood. And then at one point, Alexander wants to pass on some power to Celine. So he offers his slit wrist and then she's just drinking from it. There's one point where like Marcus stabs Celine through the wrist and is just like catching the blood streams. Like, and then there was this one guy who was imprisoned and exiled, and he's just having an orgy nonstop in his little exile place with these two other vampires, and just they're biting each other, just like part of sex. And it's good to see that, because I love biting.
I bet you do.
I like biting in a non-sexual way. Is an odd thing. Sometimes I feel like I'm teething all the time.
No, yeah, I can completely vouch for that because you've bitten me more than once.
Have I?
Yes.
That's interesting.
You did it last time we recorded.
That makes sense. Maybe I won't say who. A close friend of mine, often we'll hang out, we'll cuddle. We're not in a romantic relationship. But then just as we're like cuddling, holding each other, I will just bite her sometimes. And then she'll bite me. We don't do anything. It's just, I like the feeling of having something in my teeth.
You really are just a werewolf. You're like a puppy that teethes on genuinely everything. That's you.
Can I tell you a really embarrassing story?
Go right ahead because I'm going to use it as a segue.
Okay, I'm going to have to call him to check to make sure this is okay. But when I was dating Theo,
yeah,
we were in bed one time, just sort of lying next to each other, being all nice and tender. And because of my ADHD, I'm always like bouncing a leg or I'm fidgeting in some way. And so I was fidgeting with my leg and he started laughing at me. And I was like, what are you talking about? Why don't laugh at me? And he was just like, you were just shaking your leg like a dog in the air. You are such a puppy. And like, because of like my want to bite, he would call me that sometimes. I'm like, no, I'm not a puppy. That's not how I am. And I can't seem to beat the puppy allegations.
Puppy Girl Sybil. Can we get a hashtag Puppy Girl Sybil going?
Oh, Matt, you motherfucker.
Ow.
That's how you compete with Mangy Matt.
Yeah, this is warfare.
On this week's episode, I'm Puppy Girl Sybil, and I'm here with Mangy Matt. Oh, Matt, did you have much impressions about this movie? We talked about it before. You don't need to have watched the previous episode about Underworld. You could. It's great to sort of like watch the actual sequence of the series. I'm really looking forward to get through all of it. But if I can say, we loved that first movie.
Oh, absolutely. Loved is an understatement at that point. I absolutely adored that.
It was so good. And I knew going in, I was like, this is going to be a fantastic recommendation for Matt. And so I wanted to check that. And spot on. Now we're here with the sequel. Sequels can sometimes be absolutely horrifying. And what do you think of the movie?
I liked it just as much. I think it was a wonderful sequel. I think it picked up with the same energy, the same vibe of the first one. There was nothing lost in translation between the two of them. It felt like the first movie just kept going, which is really what I enjoy in a sequel that picks up right after the first movie. Sometimes you'll have a sequel movie that does pick up right after, but it feels like everything has changed or they've lost some kind of aspect of the first movie carrying into the second movie, and it just feels like a completely different universe in a bad way. This one, everything felt so I'm forgetting cohesive.
Yeah. What I will say is I do think it felt a lot like a different universe, but in not a bad way. Like, the first film spent quite a bit of time in a city. It spent a lot of time, like, in these vampire covens. It was very heavily focused on the vampires. What I really loved about this film is it had a much nicer balance of werewolf to vampire, and it was in more rural areas. You were exploring different situations where these were being in.
That's what I mean of it. This wasn't a different universe. It just felt like an expansion of the first universe. We were seeing parts that we didn't have time or need to see in the first one, but it felt like feasibly everywhere they went in this movie absolutely could have existed in the first movie, and I would have had zero qualms with it. It was great.
Yeah, 100%. I really, speaking of like your attitude towards sequels, you want to know what this oddly reminded me of? Matrix 2. Jeez, why would that have happened? Matrix Reloaded.
I wonder why. Why would that have happened, Sybil?
So, right, the first Underworld film came out in 2003. It's definitely heavily inspired by the first Matrix film. I actually had never seen the sequels to Matrix, and I just finally sat down and with my other trans roommate watched them because I think you kind of have to. They're fantastic. Really interesting films. But the second one is a real keen example of like, you need to watch the second and the third one together. Like it sort of leaves you really wanting more at the second one. This one, I didn't get that sensation, but that's been happening with a lot of sequels lately. Have you seen Across the Spider-Verse?
I have.
Yeah, that's one where like I was having a great time. I loved that movie. And then when it ended and it didn't resolve fucking anything, I felt upset. Like it pisses me off. Like don't just end something. Like,
see, I typically like that. I really do, especially in a second movie where you have the first movie setting everything up, and then the second movie, everything kind of falls to hell, and it's going to take the events of the third movie to put everything back together again. I love the Spider-Verse movies.
That's fair. Yeah.
Genuinely some of my favorite movies ever. The fact that the second one left off, it came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're not getting the third one until like 2029
So fucking
is criminal.
I mean, like I knew that was gonna happen in theaters. Like it got delayed so much. It was like, oh, it's only coming out a little bit later, and then there were, so many strikes that were happening. But I mean, it's the same thing. It's like you need the resolution. You need that catharsis happening in that second movie, unless I'm gonna see the other movie right away. What I did just learn in looking up dates is that The Matrix 2 and 3 came out in the same year.
What?
Those are both 2.5-hour films.
What do you mean they came out in the same year?
2003. They came out in the same year. Correct me if I'm fucking wrong, but I just looked it up on Letterboxd and it wowed me because they were just made together in one giant film.
That's... Okay, I've not seen them. I don't know if that's a genius move to make sure that they are cohesive and made together, or horrifying.
It really is not worthwhile to really watch the second one alone, I found. Like, or the third one alone. They really are just like two halves of the same story. And even though they're both quite long, the second one feels a lot longer than the third one. But it was just all wow. It was just very different. And what I found interesting with this sequel, Underworld Evolution, is it improved on a lot of things that were like my very minor critiques with the first one. Like I wouldn't like go immediately and be like, oh, this is a better film than the first one. But like the action was so good. The effects were so good. We got to see more werewolf transformations. The fight scenes were awesome. There was a lot less dependence on just firing guns over and over and over again. And we got to see more actually like kicking ass karate moves fighting that was just so enjoyable.
Nobody can see this right now, but I'm like blowing up in my seat because this is what I've been waiting to talk about. Like right off the bat, we have a medieval battle between werewolves and vampires with battle axes and long swords being swung at people and heads being lopped off and limbs being lopped off. It is it fixed genuinely right off the bat. 2 minutes into the movie, fixed my biggest complaint about the last movie of most of the combat just being guns firing.
Yeah.
There is so many well choreographed scenes of just brutal hand-to-hand combat. The effects are just as good. The gore is absolutely phenomenal and just gets better with how much hand and claw and teeth combat there is.
And it's so sexy.
It is so
Oh,
sexy.
it's so sexy. I felt so bad because I was just sitting on the couch with Matt and just saying the words hot like every other second.
So many times.
But everything was hot, Matt. Like, what do you expect me to do?
And on the topic of you saying everything was hot, I would like to take this time to introduce our game.
Matt wants to play a game.
I do want to play a game.
You have 30 minutes.
I have 30 minutes.
The key is in the stomach of your partner. Cut it out.
I could just make them throw up. That's a bad saw trap.
I want to play a game.
That's a bad saw trap.
You're gay. I'm gay. We're having sex. The time starts now.
I'll let you go if you can make me come in less than 30 minutes.
I love Jigsaw. You're. All right, Matt, go on. Go be a little Jigsaw.
Right. So, my little Jigsaw game for you. You've played Never Have I Ever before, correct?
Yes.
For those of you who haven't, Never Have I Ever is going to be a game of me reading off scenarios, events that have never occurred to me. Scenarios.
Why do you say it like that?
Scenarios.
Oh,
whatever.
Samarios? Uh-oh, there's Samarios at your door.
Things that have not occurred to me, that are not my lived experiences, in a way that I am purposely trying to get Sybil to usually put down a finger. In this case, verbally admit to it.
So, are we playing against each other?
I mean, if you can come up with some quick Never Have I Ever questions, feel free. However, I've got a lineup for you.
You just want to do a Never Have I Ever. How many do I put down?
Oh, yeah.
And how many do you put down at the end of this list?
See, I'm trying to go for the whole 5. I'm trying to get you with all 5. Because typically with Never Have I Ever, you hold up a hand and you put a finger down for every one that you've done. I'm trying to go for the streak of 5.
I love it. All right, let's get my 5 fingers down.
Pretty sure
so that I
get
can then
you.
fist you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was so full.
My bad. What I mean is punch you.
After this, yeah, that might be valid. So I've got 6 right off the bat.
Okay, go for it.
And we're going to see. I've given myself 1 extra just in case, but I'm pretty sure I can get you out with just 5.
So you've tried to target me?
Oh, yeah.
Specifically?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for
Are
sure.
these things you already know?
Maybe.
Like, we'll see. This doesn't seem like much of a game.
Well, see, it might not be true. Some of them I know to be true. Some of them are absolute sniper rifle shots. Some of them, not so much.
Go for it.
Okay. Never have I ever developed a blood kink from a movie.
Did you just add that?
No, that was unironically the first one on the list. But see, I put it there in hopes of it being general enough that maybe that's not where it came from. And then you admitted it. It was so perfect.
I don't think I have one yet.
Okay.
Did I think those scenes in the movie were very attractive? Yes.
Okay.
Am I going to bring it into my bedroom? No.
See?
Would I turn it away? Who knows?
Okay. All right.
I think I still got 5.
I think you still got 5. I think that's a pretty good 5 right there. Okay. Never have I ever sung I Know Things Now before recording a session of a podcast.
What the fuck? You couldn't have mentioned that I sang The Impossible Dream before that. I just sang a snippet of I Know Things Now from Into the Woods. It seemed appropriate, Red Riding Hood.
I was about to say, that was more wolf adjacent.
All right, I'll put a finger down. This is just exactly what happened before the pod. Whew. Go. Matt thinks he's so funny.
They're so funny because all of these are sniper shots. Oh my god. Never have I ever failed a hunt for a regular, non-shiny Gibble more than 50 times.
You motherfucker. This isn't related to werewolves at all. So I have caught the Gibble, by the way. So
did you?
in the new Pokemon ZA, I've got a lot of gripes with this game. I'm having a good time. But one of my gripes is that, like, just regular Pokemon show up very rarely in these areas. And then it's either you throw Pokeballs at them for a long time, they don't get caught, and then you have to fight them, and then you throw a Pokeball. And if you fight them, you knock them out, and then you can throw a Pokeball. That's still not even a guarantee of getting it. It'll just, like, break out of that Pokeball, and then it will disappear. Mm-hmm. It is so stupid. What if that was a shiny and I just had no way to, like, even be strategic to try and get that?
That's
like,
it.
I think it's really stupid. But no, I caught that Gibble. I also then had trouble with an Onyx for a little bit that pissed me off. I caught that Onyx. And now lately, there's a fucking Froakie that's at the top of a tower. And when you walk in, it'll run away. And I've thrown like 30 Ultra Balls at this fucking like level 20 Froakie.
Are you aware that two things? One, I believe that at nighttime it goes to sleep so it doesn't move.
That's not true.
Fair enough.
At least the fact that I've caught it a couple times at nighttime and it's been sitting there and it's ran.
Fair enough. Two, you can sneak up
I've
on
been
them.
sneaking, fuckface. There's 4 phalanxes right next to me. They see me sneaking. There's no bushes. And it doesn't matter. I can get there. I can do it. The problem is not getting to the thing and throwing the Pokeball. It's every Pokeball I throw at it, it will break out of, and then it will... What?
I'm just pointing it out at you.
Matt's picking his nose right now.
I am.
And you throw the Pokeballs, you knock it out, you throw quick balls at it before it notices you throw Ultra Balls at it after it has noticed you. Nothing.
So, I need to ask for context. Is this you're trying to get like the first Froakie on your team? Or is this like trying to catch extra Froakies?
First Froakie.
You get a free Froakie at the beginning of the game.
I haven't found that one.
There's one of the side missions.
Yeah.
For every single one of the Kalos starters.
Yeah, I found the Chespin and the Fennekin one.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't see the Froakie one. Yeah. I'm sure I'd find it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not like, but even then, I just think the catch mechanic is really stupid.
I think it's silly.
Yeah, stupid.
No, it's silly and a positive / POS.
It's really not positive at all.
Yeah.
It just like it makes the game really annoying.
Get good.
Give me your next one. Since you've now derailed the podcast.
I've entirely derailed it.
Last episode, you suggested making a counter of who derails it most. What you consider derailing is often me making a one-off joke. What you derail is you bring up a completely separate topic.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was very poorly timed of me to say, let's bring up a derailing counter and then play this game. Number three.
Yeah.
Number 3. Never have I ever finished myself off to explicit werewolf-related pornography.
Oh my god. No, I haven't.
All right, cool.
That's really intense. I don't believe it with you, but...
What?
I was like, wait, was that 3rd or was that 4th?
That was 3rd.
Don't I have 2?
No, that was 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 4th.
Yeah, I got
That
2
was the
reasons.
4th one.
You've got the list in front of you, my man.
Yeah, that was the 4th one. Well, I just have kind of like a list and I've been like jumping between which
Okay,
ones
I got
think
2
of.
out of 4 then.
Yeah, you got 2 out of 4. I'm doing pretty bad right now. I have 2 fingers down. I'm aiming for 5.
What? Because you failed in the encounters as well? Yeah, and yet you still bring it up as a...
No. I'm saying I've only got 2 of your fingers down and I was aiming for 5.
But that's bullshit. You said you spent 30 minutes trying to catch Gibble.
Yeah.
That's so many minutes.
I feel like that's an appropriate amount of minutes for like a pseudo-legendary.
It's a Gibble. It's not a pseudo-legendary.
It absolutely is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Garchomp is. Gibble isn't.
It's... Number 5. Never have I ever commissioned a werewolf persona of myself.
Nope.
Okay. I wanted to see if you would count the art
No.
that we have for this channel.
Our art for our podcast is not a fursona in any way.
See, I wanted to see if you would count it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I could do that.
yeah.
Maybe that'll be next week's.
Next week's game is you
But-
trying to figure out how to commission one.
I think fursonas typically have a very specific art style associated with them, and it's more about identifying with that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, while I use that as sort of a representative for this podcast, I'm not saying like, oh, this is an animal that I necessarily really connect with and identify.
Yeah.
If it was, I feel like, I don't know, I could come up with a different fursona. I don't know, none come to mind. What's yours?
What's my persona?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably Tony the Tiger.
Why the hell would it be Tony the Tiger?
Matt, oh my God.
What?
You look exactly like Tony the Tiger.
I look nothing like
you
Tony
look
the Tiger.
like, oh my God,
Have-
you look like you commissioned Tony the Tiger as your persona.
Have you? I just okay.
Yes.
Have you seen what Tony the Tiger's physique looks like?
Have you looked at your eyebrows?
That's awful. That was so uncalled for.
There's nothing to be ashamed of with your eyebrows, but you're a tiger.
Why are you comparing me to Tony the Tiger
You got
because
that
of my
wide
eyebrows?
jawline. You got like the mustache to make like the mouth lips. Like you really look like Tony.
Okay, listen here. Number 6. Never have I ever said I would lick Kate Beckinsale's latex.
Did I say that?
You said that verbatim.
You're damn right I did.
I wrote it down in my notes as you said it for this game.
Oh, come on. She was gorgeous in this movie.
Oh,
She
absolutely.
was strutting. She looked absolutely spectacular every moment of every second, and she gave a really, really nice performance.
Oh, phenomenal. But while I was sitting there enjoying the movie and being very respectful of all of the actors in the movie, despite how attractive they looked, you were sitting there like a dog panting every time she was on screen.
It felt really unfair and almost weird at times. There's the very tender sex scene, which is the only thing I remember from this movie. I don't think I've watched this movie before. I thought I had only watched the beginning of one of the Underworld sequels, and the only imagery that I've distinctly remembered was Michael cracking open paint cans, splashing them on a window to protect Celine from the sunlight, and then fucking Celine. That's the only thing I remember. And granted, I don't even think I watched the sex scene as a kid. I think I watched as they were making out and about to go into it. But I didn't remember any of the movie before that, any of the movie after that. And we get to this tender lovemaking scene. And it was nice.
It's
It's just they're both very attractive people.
They are both wickedly attractive.
It's one straight couple pairing with the chemistry that it really was very nice. I'm not normally having the best time with that, but my God, both of them are so attractive and they're monsters.
They're also very sweet to each other.
Can I add?
I feel like you just did.
Oh, of course you're gonna lick. You wouldn't lick her latex.
No!
Are you fucking me? Oh, gay. Oh, is that? If he was wearing latex, you wouldn't lick his latex?
No, because I don't want the taste of latex in my mouth.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's about feeling the curvature with your tongue.
I mean, I guess so, but
You all should have just seen the look in Matt's eyes. I got him. I fucking got him.
If it was cut, yeah, but it doesn't matter because this is an audio media.
Yeah, that's
and-
why I described it.
Yeah, but they don't know. You could be lying.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. I've never made a face related to that ever.
Got a good straight face there.
Yeah, totally. See, but I feel like the latex ruins it.
No, it's amazing.
No, it ruins it.
No, because it's just about it's the same thing as chains might prevent you from touching someone. It's still hot to have that sort of barrier.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still would be better without the latex.
All right. Do you have any more? It might be better, but it doesn't. exclude from the fact that latex is gorgeous.
That latex is really,
Oh my
really
God.
nice.
I'm not really a latex person, but the way that she wears it,
All of
va-va-voom.
all of the costume work in this movie is so well done and so hot.
I mean, also like there's the fight scene with Marcus and Michael. Michael wolfs out. His shirt gets ripped off. He's fighting Marcus. And then we get the tender, like, romantic scene after that. And Michael throws on a jacket without a shirt. And then is just, like, caring for her. Oh my.
I think I'm more upset with that sex scene is that they just went through this big extended battle with Marcus,
Yeah.
but are perfectly pristinely clean when they cut to the sex scene.
That's okay. She was wearing latex.
I know, but
Every inch of her body protected, you know. And suspend your disbelief, man. It's gorgeous. I feel like it's more about like even the lighting, I think, changed really drastically.
It did?
Yeah. I think it's more about like the feeling of it. And in that world where the world itself is very harsh to you, they get to have this moment of tenderness that sort of, you know, urges them on, reminds them what they're fighting for.
that's the thing. I would have loved it even more if they were like filthy. They're like, oh, we just survived that, but we survived, and now we're gonna fuck.
Yeah,
That's
that's
hot.
what they did, but they just didn't have some filth on them. All right, we know what kind of person you are now, Matt. You just like the filth. That's fine.
It's the blood.
I'm just saying.
Big
Like,
extended grin.
oh, come on.
That's why vampires are hot in the first place.
I mean,
That's-
it's certainly one of the reasons.
so
Like-
many more
Like the
reasons, but-
orgasmic, like biting of a vampire on someone's neck, where they're just, it's just, so good.
the Celine and Michael, the wrist in the woods that you mentioned. I'm surprised you didn't talk about that a couple minutes ago when you were listing all like the good bite scenes.
Yeah, I was
of-
trying to think of that specific moment because I definitely wrote it in a note. But like you saw the face light
yeah.
up as Selena's giving her blood to Michael, and in that sucking, she's getting some sort of gratification. Oh my lord!
Yeah.
Christ alive!
Don't invoke his name here.
Oh, when
He's nowhere in this
When
room.
Michael supped from her, Matt also really didn't like me using the word sup.
Supped was so nasty.
He needed to be nourished. He was supping from her wrist.
I was enjoying my wonderful, sexy,
Erection.
hot vampire and vampire lichen hybrid. And you have to go and say supped, and now I'm out of it. That's it.
Yeah, whatever. I don't think supping from someone necessarily should bring you out of it. You sup. It's what you do.
You suckle.
No, just supping.
I feel like suckle's suckle's also a bad word, but it's better than supped.
I don't agree with that at all.
I feel like we should have a vote. What's better, suckled or supped?
Okay, all right, raise your hand if you think that suckle is better than supped. Okay, now raise your hand if you think supped is better than suckle. All right, counting the votes. All right, that was 2 for supped, 0 for suckle.
Where did you get the second person? Because it's not me.
It was you.
It's not me. I voted for
No,
suckle.
you don't understand. It was you.
No, I'm being gaslit so hard. This
Do you
is
know how many times you gaslit me?
all the time.
I re-listened to old episodes
So
and I'm
many
getting
times.
frustrated
so many times.
because I don't fight it in the episode, but you make claims that I'm well aware aren't true. And I'm like, what are you trying to do?
At this point, it's like a sport for me of how can I...
I honestly am worried about your memory. Like, you will say things that have happened like a day before, and I'm like, that didn't happen. You're convinced the time that I went to go to the bathroom on the podcast that before the recording I said that you couldn't. That didn't happen.
You cut it out of the recording.
It didn't exist.
It absolutely did. I'm so sure of this.
And before this, you said it was before the recording, and now you're saying I cut it out of the recording. Which one is it, Matthew?
I never said it was before the recording.
Yes, you did.
Did I? Did I actually? Yes. Oh.
You said it on last episode.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Okay, see, that I don't remember. I also, you have nailed me. I also do have just a horrendous memory.
But you then just make statements as if you're confident in them.
Of course.
And I'm just like, what are you doing?
Confidence is key.
You seem to be really, really stupid. And like, even as we're like doing this film, like towards the end of it, Matt's just going like, wait, what? Why? How come Celine can stay in the daylight now? And I'm like, it's because she drank the Alexander guy's blood. And then he's like, but why would that make... What? He was a vampire. It's like, no, he's the father of the vampire and werewolf kids who were the first ones. If Marcus is the first vampire, William's the first werewolf, and he's their father, he can't be one of them.
That's why I was so confused. I was like, how, like, what makes him the father? And that's the thing, we never see him walking in the daylight, at least to my understanding. So I was like, getting this power from someone that we've never seen walk in the daylight, I don't know.
I certainly thought he was a vampire at the start of the film, and I think that's supposed to be like a bit of a thing of like, this is a new coven. He, if he's not wolfing out, you would assume this immortal is a vampire.
That's what I figured.
But then all the men who are like going in and working for him are just like normal like SWAT team guys. And I was really confused. I'm like, why are they doing vampire things? Why are they just shooting people?
I didn't even notice that they weren't vampires because that's how the vampires behaved in the first movie.
No,
they went
they
in
had a
with
very
like,
different aesthetic. They still ate people. They
totally did. It's just like, I think we talked about this in the first Underworld episode of all of the vampires kind of just looking like they were in very like tactical black samey dress, and while these men didn't have like that flair of the vampires of like, even if they were in tactical dress, having that kind of unique look that separated them from normal people and the Lycans, I kind of fell under the belief of, oh, this is just a different coven. Maybe they're a bit more tactical with it. They're a bit more low key with the vampiric dress aspects of it. So the entire time I was kind of just under the impression of, oh, it's another coven. They're hunting down this coven. They're hunting down Marcus. They're trailing, especially when they picked up the bodies at the site of the last fight scene. The fight scene at the end of the last movie. They picked up Victor's half decapitated corpse. And I was like, oh, this is another vampire coven tracking them down. That's why I was so confused, because I never picked up during the movie that he was just an immortal.
Yeah. And see, like, I believe that up until the part where Celine went, oh, you're William what is it?
Alexander Corvinus.
Corvinus, that's it. You're Alexander Corvinus. And he's like, oh, yes. And then that was it. Like, of course, he's not a vampire. That was the whole thing about the Corvinus, is that they were humans.
Yeah.
They just had that special blood, which is why Michael could be the half vampire, half werewolf. See, all this lore is coming together. And who knows where it's going to go. It was interesting. The end of the movie of like the last one was like, oh no, they're going to wake up Marcus and he's going to be really bad. Isn't that bad? What? And then the end of this one was like, I don't know where this story will go. We haven't set anything else up. Goodbye.
That's exactly what happens. Okay. By the end, both Marcus and William are dead.
Yes.
And nice neck crack.
Thank you.
And
I have neck problems. Get hit by a semi much?
Okay, listen, I'm trying to talk about Underworld and werewolves and vampires. Can you please hold off for a second? Thank you.
I'm in constant pain, Matthew.
Okay, well, that can wait until after the vampires.
Go for it.
I'm so sorry.
You don't love me. You used to love me. You don't love me anymore.
That's great.
The man that I thought you were, he has vanished.
This is a loveless marriage.
What's that one story about the wife who thinks her husband has been killed and then thinks about how great her life would be without him? And then when he comes home and she walks through the door, she has a heart attack?
Oh.
Anyways, that's it with me and you.
Yeah,
You'll kill me by being alive.
I can't remember which one that is. We'll think of it later.
Would you say your werewolf thing?
I can't even remember it. You distracted me.
God damn it, Matt. You have such bad memory.
I do.
You're a joke.
SMH.
Well, why don't we talk about Marcus then? The new big bad. Is
Oh,
he as good as Bill Nighy?
That's what I was going to bring up. Actually, no, we'll talk about Marcus.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We can talk about Marcus.
So what do we think?
I'll wrap what I was going to say into
All right, say it
this.
now.
The fact that both of them are dead again.
Yeah, they're both
The
dead.
the big bads at the end are dead, and
Awesome.
I'm like, no! I at least have one of them get away. I feel like it should have been like, oh, William died. The werewolf twin, William, dies, and then Marcus is like, oh no, my brother, my whole plan is out the window. I must retreat and make a more evil plan, and then he dies too.
That's
Admittedly,
bitchy.
in a spectacular way.
You had to have him die.
Incredible. I'm sick of all of the villains dying at the end, and it's like, where are we going?
I think it sort of adds this idea that like this war and this conflict isn't because of specific people. It's like these factions, these different places in power, and this idea of like resistance and fighting against it cannot be disassembled easily. Like, you know, the Empire in Star Wars isn't just Palpatine. I know, like, in the show, they kind of, like, in the movies, they make it look like, oh, yeah, you kill Palpatine, you kill Darth Vader, you're done. And, like, that's a nice and sort of, like, satisfying way to go about it. But if you kill Victor, someone else is there. You kill Marcus, you kill William, great, you're not going to spread the new gods, as he talked about. But, you know, there's still people fighting. There's still vampires and werewolves killing everything. And there's merit in I think.
There definitely is. I think I'm just so used to franchises and IPs like this having at least some big overarching villain that's throughout the entire series that...
Stupid. Like, it can be fun. It can be fun to work through.
Yeah.
But there are many movies that will just sort of drag that out to the idea of like, oh, we have something. And it's like, you know, you make the second Underworld film, there's no guarantee you're going to get a third Underworld film.
Also fair.
You end with that cliffhanger. Like, you want the resolution in the story. You don't want to sit there and have the man with holes in his body, you know, be the villain that's sort of just out there, and then Miles is in another dimension, and the story isn't resolved at fucking all, and now you have to wait 8 years.
I suppose so. I think I was a little bit deceived. This series felt like it was going to be set up like the Pirates of the Caribbean series, where like the first movie has your one big bad and he gets defeated at the end. Okay, cool. Victor was your smaller big bad and he gets killed. And then
You're
the
just
second
thinking
movie,
of Bill Nighy.
I'm fully thinking of Bill Nighy. And then the second movie comes along and you have an even bigger big bad with Davy Jones in one case and Marcus in the other. And I was like, oh yeah, there's going to be a reason why Marcus keeps hunting Celine and Michael. And he gets turned into mincemeat. Again,
This is so good.
which is awesome. I cannot. We would be here longer than 2 hours if I went on and on about all of the effects in this movie and how phenomenal they look and how practical, how much the team took practical effects to their advantage.
You then have new werewolf designs.
You do.
Which, like, getting to see as many werewolf transformations as you did, how well they do. Like, we talked in the last Underworld film about the power behind these werewolves. Like, you have these werewolves and these vampires at times smashing into trucks and like just moving them to the side. You have them like leaping about with such ease and force. They seem like such brutish animals. And then you see William, the first ever werewolf at the end. Oh my God, what a design. So fucking good of a werewolf design.
Genuinely so phenomenal. I love how much shaggier he looks than the other. He has this big full wolf head on top, where the others are kind of like a little bit of an amalgamation between a person and a wolf, which also really nice. But this one it feels ancient. It feels...
Yeah, it's much more wolf-like than the others, the present ones, which I quite like the present werewolf designs, where it's like the skull of the human has been morphed and broadened and widened. to make this beast, and their hair is grown out on their tops in the places that you would normally have hair, and it's rather than like all the darkness on their body coming from the fact that they have a ton of hair, their skin changes to a dark color, which I think is a neat way to do that, because I always wonder, like, how do you get like a person's hair to then become a werewolf's hair? Like, do you rip off a shed of skin? Do you grow it out all the time? I think about, like, if you have a girl with long hair and she turns into a werewolf, what happens to that long hair?
Yeah.
I want to see that mane on the werewolf.
Absolutely. And I mean, we do see that. I've noticed in this movie, if you look at the werewolf designs, there are some of them with shorter and longer hair on their head, depending on who is the one that transformed. And I do have to agree with you. I love the werewolf skin kind of turning from the human skin to a more wolf-like grayish, brownish skin. Wonderful, wonderful effect. And then seeing William almost fully covered in hair, super, super muscular,
William
bigger
was
than the
such a
other
monster.
ones. Yeah, like truly monstrous. It feels like if he was left to grow any more, he would just eventually turn into this wolf monster, like not even a werewolf at that point, just like a big monstrous wolf creature.
I do think that, like, the menace of William being set up where it's like when he attacks someone and turns them into a werewolf, they never have a human phase. They will just be a werewolf monster, this transformed wolf, until they are killed, which is so great. And it was so fun when that was happening with guards towards the end of the movie. What I will say is he got killed very easily.
Yeah.
And I wish that was broadened out a little bit more in that final climax. But even then, it was just really great to see him. He fights Michael. Michael rips his fucking head off from the jaw and the top of the head like Godzilla in the 2012 film.
I was going to say King Kong with the dinosaur.
Oh, yeah, and Peter Jackson's.
Yeah, well, even in the original, because he kind of...
In the 1931 one?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
hate that movie.
Pretty sure he does.
Man, that movie's so racist.
That movie is so racist.
My God.
So racist.
I was like, oh no, racism.
I mean, the entire idea of King Kong is extremely racist.
Elaborate.
The story of King Kong taking this wild thing from its place of origin and putting it on display is just kind of the entire story of treating King Kong like the villain, like the evil thing for being captured and brought to a different place.
That's not the moral of King Kong. You're supposed to feel bad when Kong is killed.
Well, no, but I'm not saying that's a moral of King Kong. I'm saying in the story, all of the characters treat him as evil.
Yeah, the characters are these racist sort of stand-ins.
Oh, yes.
But the moral of the story is to empathize with this creature being brought there. Story's very sort of against that racist idea, that colonialist idea of taking another person's culture, presenting it in yours.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what
I like Godzilla.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would never have guessed that from the Godzilla poster hanging up behind you.
How cool is Marcus?
Marcus is phenomenal.
It's weird. I so rarely see redheaded villains.
Why is that what you bring
He just
up?
seemed a bit like, it was just like weird. When he was in like a human form and he had like blue eyes and red hair, it was like, you just seemed like such a good guy. Like, I'll trust you. Like, he seemed like such a little flowy guy. Like, you're evil? What?
That was your determiner?
I mean, he just didn't look like much of a threat. I'm not afraid of redheads.
What? What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just not. He's just a very soft boy. And it was just like, oh, you just look like you're a little Scottish man.
He murdered 4 people in the first scene that he was in.
Yeah, but that's when he was a giant bat, awesome hybrid. That was so fucking cool.
It was so fucking cool.
And he used the ends of his wings like sharp spikes to stab through people. Immediately kills Craven from the first film. In seconds, so quick. Burns down the mansion from the first film. Is always flying around. The effects with him and like how threatening he is made to be is pretty great. I absolutely love Marcus.
Yeah, very good. It's unfortunate that this is not more, that we don't really need to talk about the vampires as much, because this movie does vampires so well.
It does vampires so well, and I think it does werewolves much better than the first one.
Phenomenally better.
Like, and having like Michael actually turned in this one, you have a werewolf like part in the main story.
Yes.
Even though he's a half vampire, half werewolf, he's still werewolf. And then you have lichens are included throughout the entire story, and it's about like these families that led to the creation of these wolves. It just feels like they're a lot more present, even though, you know, there's not too many main characters that are lichens in this film.
Which I think is unfortunate. And I do hope that we get a lot more lichen presence in the later sequels. But even this was really, really nice.
But even with lichens, like, not as a protagonist, they're very present as an antagonist. Pretty much anywhere you go, there's a lichen showing up that they got to fight. And they fight them. It's so cool. It's so good. You know, you got William, that's so good. You got the flashback at the beginning. That battle scene with the lichens is absolutely amazing. And then you have Marcus, who is the hybrid bat and human, like, sort of thing, in like how he became the first vampire, is much closer in a lot of ways to werewolf than vampire in sort of ideology. He's most of the time this like transformed beast. And while he is intelligent, you know, it's still a transformation in sorts.
Yeah. You know what I think is really funny?
What?
Okay, this is just the idea of, at the very beginning, there's a title crawl. And we had made a joke that we were going to make that title crawl be the synopsis of the movie, which we didn't. But in that title crawl, it says Marcus bitten by bat and William bitten by wolf. Blood-sucking bats don't exist in Europe.
Really? Oh,
they
yeah.
only live in America. Or in the Americas.
This just might have been bit by a normal bat.
I know. I think it's just really funny that it's like, I think it's very silly that the idea of bats being bloodsuckers was not an idea before the Americanization of vampires and the name vampire bat kind of.
I mean, but even that, yeah, that is interesting. I wonder if like Bram Stoker like took that in his like interpretations of Dracula, because older versions of vampires, Sava Savanovic, transformed into a butterfly.
Yeah, they have butterflies make more sense because there are blood-sucking and carnivorous butterflies in Europe. There are blood-sucking carnivorous butterflies everywhere. But that makes a lot more sense. Wolves make sense. Rats make sense. Bats never really made sense, except also being like creatures that come out at night.
Yeah, they're a night creature. They're cool. They can fly. You need to fly, man.
Yeah. I just think it's really funny that it's like the bloodsucker was bitten by a bat when bloodsuckers don't exist.
Yeah.
Blood-sucking bats don't exist in Europe.
That is funny. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's also like if you read Carmilla, she transforms into a cat. I don't think it ever talks about her transforming into a bat. And that was before Dracula. Also, you brought up as we were watching this film, Marcus was wading through some water. And you're like, vampires, they can't cross running water. And I was like, yeah, I have heard that. I don't know a single place where it's ever been implemented.
The only place that I really know where it is implemented fully is D&D.
Lame.
What do you mean lame?
Fucking lame. I hate D&D.
What?
D&D is for nerds.
Yeah, okay.
What I will say,
yeah,
I don't think D&D is for nerds. It is, actually. I'm sorry.
Well, yes, it is. But also, you are one of those because you've played in one of my games.
Well, you know, D&D is for nerds, but I like to fuck nerds from time to time, so.
Just time to time?
Yeah, every once in a while, I'll fuck a cool person. I'll fuck one of the goths. Maybe even a jock. Bring them in. The plastics.
What is this, fucking high school? This is the worst thing.
Oh no, Matt, what was I going to say?
Well, you were talking about Marcus and running water.
So, Marcus wasn't in running water. And then Matt brought that up. And I also thought about how Dracula crossed the ocean in his book. So
yeah, they just physically can't go in it.
What?
They just physically can't pass through running water.
Pass through it?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard that bit. I think of like you can't cross. Like if you have a bridge over running water, the person can't cross that water. I think of it most like keenly in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. But I don't know. Maybe something to look into. But I also brought in like what you consider a vampire really changes from region to region.
Yeah.
There's the Japanese vampires with the thing of like if you drop rice, they have to count them all. That's awesome. I hope that's awesome. That's what I'm going to do for vampires. Rice! God damn. 1, 2.
Or like a salt line.
Is that a third one or a fourth one? I've lost track.
Oh, shit. I lost track. 240 pieces in. Oh, fuck. I got to restart.
God damn it. Why are vampires so autistic?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I'm played by Ben Affleck.
What?
The accountant.
Oh. That's funny. Count Dracula.
The accountant Dracula.
Shut up.
Man, we're coming to the end of our episode.
We are, which means it's time for our very usual. How are we rating this?
Yeah. First, I just would like to ask you, are there any closing thoughts that you sort of had while watching this film?
Hot.
Yeah, fuck, it was so hot. I agree. I was pretty attracted to a lot of things throughout the entire movie in a way that it was almost a bit of a weird watching experience with you. It was like, wow, God, that's hot. God, that's hot. Hello, Matthew. God, that's hot. Quick, let me make a joke to Matthew so this doesn't get too hot. Joke. God, that's hot.
You could have just watched the movie.
Yeah, it was just so hot, though. What if I got worked up?
Go take a break.
Cold shower.
Yeah, go step out for a second.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God. Oh, we just watched too much Underworld Evolution. Oh. Woo. I also do think, in the fact that this came out the same year as the Matrix sequels,
Yeah.
Underworld Evolution came out the same year as Matrix Revolutions. Anyways, let's get to rating. We rate things on a scale of 1 to 5. And our goal is to figure out what is the perfect piece of werewolf media. Is the depiction of the werewolf the best? Does it have the tropes associated with the werewolves? Does it have the typical story beats encapsulated in a werewolf story to just make a tale that is gripping, entertaining, and that embodiments the meaning of this creature? So, Matt, I'm going to pass it on to you.
Yeah.
I caught it. Catch this one. That was one of those explodey things. Boom. Matt rated already. Matt.
I'm going to give this, I think, the same that I gave the first one, and I believe that's a 4.
I do believe you gave the last one a 4.
I think I want to give this one a 4 as well, because
Oh, did you? Maybe.
You can go check.
The thing about this is like werewolves are really not present in the first movie, especially.
No.
So they're a very, very good depiction. Maybe. All right, go on with your explanation. Let's not consider that previous score.
Yeah. Well, I was just comparing it to, like, it's the same thing. But I would either give it a 4 or 4.5 because we see even more about werewolves. We see the struggle that William has of he has become a full monster and is this uncontrollable beast and is creating these uncontrollable beasts that can't fit into society because they are just murderers. They are just creatures of the night that kill and maim, and having them so much more prevalent in the story as more than just like throwaway antagonists in this big vampire feud, but like actual parts of the story. William is the focus of the story for quite a lot, even if he's not present until like the last 15 to 20 minutes of the movie. And the werewolf design has gotten even better. I think this is just a top tier werewolf design. It is exactly what I think about when I think werewolf. This human wolf hybrid creature beast. And having William on top of that to offer a different kind of werewolf, similar, but much more wolf-like, like super hairy, super muscular, very, very wolf beast, even bigger, pointier ears, more defined snout. Awesome. Generally awesome. I will slate this at I'm still going to say a 4, because it's not the perfect werewolf story. It's not werewolf focused, but there's more focus. And the design's great.
Yeah.
So I'll still say 4.
Yeah, that is the thing, is like, I probably talked about this in like, I believe I said almost the exact same thing in Underworld 1, where it's like, if this was focused on like this version of werewolves, and this was a story about those werewolves, this might be a 5-star werewolf film, right? It's different from your typical werewolf films in... Like, it's not focused on one werewolf. It's focused on a race of werewolves. It's got elements of sci-fi and just action in it. But it does it very well. It's very lore-focused. And in this one, it really brings those werewolves up to the front a little bit more. The werewolves look even better. They're animated amazing. There are great fight scenes that we get to see. William looks so goddamn good that I'm going to also say 4.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely deserving of that 4.
What a gem. Matt.
Yeah.
I think this is a good episode.
This is phenomenal.
I decree it.
I would agree with your decrement.
And let's just say,
yes,
Kate Beckinsale, oh my God, when Michael is undoing that corset, oh my God.
I audibly heard you gasp.
Come
when
on.
The shot pointed to the corset.
Come on, just like the act of taking off a corset. I don't know. It was so good.
It was great. Really, they knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Matt,
yeah.
To wrap us out, rank your top 5 crushes from the movie Underworld Evolution.
Oh, boy.
Or just the Underworld series so far.
Yeah, okay. I'm down with that. Number 1 is tied between Michael and Celine.
All right, good.
Phenomenal.
They're so gorgeous.
Number 2, I will say Lucian.
Yeah.
Lucian is very high up there.
So funny. So funny to see Michael Sheen.
Yeah.
Be a baddie.
I missed him.
It's so funny. You either see him, he's in the movie Promising Young Things, it's just like a spoiled little bitch. And he's in Good Omens, and it's just like, oh, he's just a silly little guy. But when he's in this like little bad boy phase,
and he's he's like a wet little rat in a good way. He's got the disheveled look, the unbuttoned shirt, the eye bags, the angry, fierce, like bright eyes. Oh my God, it's so good. Werewolf Michael Sheen. Mwah. He wasn't even in this movie that much. We saw his dead body because he was killed in the previous movie.
Yep.
But
all right, keep going.
I'll say number 2. Oh boy.
Wait, number 2? What?
I mean number 3.
Yeah.
I'll give number 3 to medieval Marcus specifically. Like in the armor with the well taken care of hair, the snow white
we love someone in
vampire
armor.
skin, like the striking blue eyes from underneath that big sweeping helmet. Fucking awesome.
Every once in a while, I will just Google women in armor and then just be happy.
Yeah.
God, it looks so good.
Armor looks good on anyone. I don't
it's
care.
so good.
Armor makes people so much hotter, and that's why I'm specifically saying armor.
Sometimes men in armor, I'm like, meh. But man, women in armor. Heath Ledger in A Knight's Tale in armor.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good one. 4? I don't know who 4 would be. I don't really know.
Is it Bill Nighy?
No, it's not Bill Nighy.
Is it William?
We never saw William in human form. I don't know what he looks like.
Is it
as cool as William is in wolf form? Not for me.
Is it the guy who was in one episode of Doctor Who?
It is not the guy who is in
the
one
old
episode
man
of Doctor Who.
who also is in the Ken Burns Civil War documentary. What's his name? Derek Jacobi?
No. I I feel like one of the... I could put Craven on there, but I really don't like Craven.
Yeah, he's a little sassy.
Craven pisses me off.
You would have been finished by now if you had ranked Celine and Michael separately, but now you got to get one more.
I really would have, but
Is it...
I can't think of 5. Can I just slate
Is it...
Those 4 are my top 3.
Is it Andreas Tanis?
No.
No?
No. That he looks like a wet rat in a bad way.
You already said Michael Sheen. There's not too many. Is it the guy who plays Captain Cold from the first movie, who was playing like an assistant doctor?
Yeah, he can be on there.
Okay.
He can be on there.
There we go. We wrapped it up.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, Matt.
Oh, Sybil.
All right, goodbye, everyone.
All right.